So when I was shuffling out the spread, what I saw was there's this woman. She looks like a a really beautiful maiden, like very voluptuous with a dimple, curly hair, and she's just really attractive. She baked a pie and then she puts the pie. It's piping hot, and she puts it on the windowsill. And then in the distance, and then she walks away from the camera frame, right? In the distance, it pans out to, this pasture. There are sheep or lambs and cows. And then in the background, there's a white picket fence. And then you see this man. He's a young man. So he must have seen her from the windowsill. And he's charging. He jumps over the fence, runs or sprints across the field and goes right to the window. And then that's where I'm very confused, because I'm like, is he going there because he saw the pie, or is he going there to get a glimpse of her? And so I feel for some of you, you guys are that woman. It's like, is this man here for me, or is he here for the pie? Okay, and yes, there are, I guess, like sexual connotations associated with that. Like, is he here for the goods, or is he here for me, for just me? And so that's the first interpretation that I immediately got when I saw that image. And then I also feel for some of you in a different circumstance, if it's not love related, there is a situation where you're charging forward and you're kind of like the first person there, the first person to see the action, the first person to get picked, the first person that it's like you're ahead of the curve. You're in the right place at the right time. And so you're there at the right opportune moment to get the best of something. Okay. So what I am seeing here is, so sorry about that. I had a phone call. So where was I? Okay. So like I mentioned, for some of you, it's sort of like you're at the forefront of this race. Okay. And what I have coming through corroborating these imageries that I saw was, first of all, we have here the Ace of Pentacles. You've got some good news in the pipelines for you. Some of you might have already gotten, the communication, judgment. And then others of you, you might have to go through the interview process, okay? The interview process where you are kind of competing against other people who have a lot of skills, who have a lot of they're not just, random people that are getting hired. I feel like they're top-notch professionals in their fields. So it seems like the competition is very, very fierce. A lot of people have applied for the same jobs. Or if you're doing the application process right now, you really need to, not be modest about your skills. Okay, really, really try to highlight your skills so that you stand out, because you've got like quite a few competitors. And so what I mentioned before was start on things. Start with this. It's like. It's a sprint, okay? It's a sprint to see who can get there the fastest. And you're kind of privy to new information. For some of you, this might have come in through the pipelines, like in a very discreet way. So, for example, some coworkers could probably tell you, oh, there's a new job that's in the picture, you should go for it. Or your supervisor or your manager or somebody that's giving you some very like classified information regarding the job that's available. And so I feel like, don't sit there and mull things over. Just put in your application. If it's something remotely that you want, put in your application. Definitely spend the time on it. But I feel like it's a really good opportunity for you. For those of you, I feel like who have been, financially struggling, okay? Because I feel like it's the spread. It seems like the energy seems to me like it's the end of a long struggle. That's what it feels like with the Judgment card, which is communication news finally coming into the picture. And then we have the Fool, starting on a brand new path, starting on a brand new journey that is very emotionally exciting. And it's almost like you've worked really hard and you're waiting for that harvest, and the harvest is coming in. And so that's what I'm feeling here. So you've got new work, new jobs, new financial windfalls coming into the picture. Rehearse, rehearse, of course, with every interview, with every situation where we're kind of like standing in front of people. You have to rehearse, okay? So this is sort of like being put in an uncomfortable situation. He's naked, he's exposed, he's vulnerable. There are things about his body or his skills or things about himself that he is not 100% happy or satisfied with. But he owns it. He owns the stage, and he is comfortable in his own skin, okay? Being comfortable in your own skin. Because I feel like this is an opportunity where you're going to feel a little bit kind of like out of your element, and you're going to feel like you have to, people will really see you, scrutinize you, and judge you. However, it's yours if you're able to kind of own the room, if you're able to be comfortable in your own skin. That's what they want, okay? So you have to rehearse. In order for us to master something, we have to rehearse things where it feels like second nature to us, okay? So that means, wearing the clothes that you're comfortable in, okay? So that means you still have to dress up for the interview, but you still have to, take into account the comfort, the clothing that makes you feel the most confident. But at the same time, I feel like on the mental level, on the mental plane, being very comfortable with what you're good at, highlighting your strengths. And if you have, shortcomings, talk about what you have done to overcome them. I do feel for some of you, I feel like social anxieties about public speaking, because I'm getting this, really big knot in my throat. So like anxiety about public speaking, and especially anxiety when you feel like there's a lot riding on this job. I've been financially kind of down and out, and I really need this job, and I don't want to come across as, desperate. So I feel like you have to rehearse, you have to work on that self-confidence, and you have to really walk in there as if, visualize as if I've already got this. Okay, so work up that confidence, Libras. It's going to be right in alignment with you. And I honestly feel like it's there if you want it. Okay, so make yourself believe that you've already got it. All right. The other thing that I'm feeling is for some of you, there is a love situation here that's a little bit, it's a mixed bag. So what I feel here is I have here the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So the gesture, the way they're moving is very, very similar, right? Like it's the same pose, it's the same the way that it's almost like a mirroring type of an energy. One is on top, I forget which is which. I think this one is here. So one's on top and one's on the bottom. And so I feel like Knight of Cups, there is a very strong, coy, shy energy about you. And the way in which you exude your energy in the month of January. It's a mixture of like trepidation, self-consciousness, lack of certainty when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your assessment of a situation, like very shy, very coy, very there's a lot of self-doubt, okay? Like going back and forth. Does he or doesn't he? Does she or doesn't she? Like going back and forth. And going back to the picture of, this man that jumped over the fence, that ran across the pastures and, is like coming at your windowsill. I feel like you have somebody that's coming towards you in a very matter of fact. They beeline it for you. It's like they know what they want. As soon as they see it, they're going right for it. And I don't think they're going for the pie. You're the one that's going for the pie. You're the one that's going for the job. You're the one that's, there at the front of the line when there are resources or a job or, something, news coming in. So that is you. Whereas the other person, the person is not coming for the pie. It's coming for that, beautiful woman that baked the pie and, she showed up at the window, and that's why he's running towards her. So yes, the imagery are a little bit, heterosexual, so I apologize. But if you, switch the genders, if you date the same genders, switch the genders, okay? So I feel like there is someone who's making like a big beeline for you. Like they're going straight for you and they're going right after what they want. And they're very clear about their intentions. They're very clear about what it is that they want. I feel like this is somebody who might not be your I feel like there's something about them that makes them very different from the people that you have dated before. Okay, so I feel like they're straightforward. I feel like they're aggressive. Not in a how do I put this? So I just feel like I just feel like you don't. Okay, so let me explain this. I'm sorry that I'm fumbling here. We have here the King of Wands. Okay, King of Wands. So this is somebody that is very attracted to you. Very, very attracted to you. They really care about you. They're protective towards you. They want to nurture, they want to take care of you. If you've had a bad day, they want to, beat up the people that were bad to you. They really care. And I feel like there is a sense of reciprocity and also, and the card fell out like this. So I feel like this is someone who's very attracted to you, very attracted to you. What I feel though is there might be a lot of differences between the way in which you and the other person do things, okay? You might have different ideologies. You might have different wants, different needs, different ideals when it comes to love and relationships, and even differences when it comes to what's appropriate in a relationship. Okay, so like, does one person pursue, and I feel like there are a lot of gender role reversal in this situation. So, for example, if you identify as, more of the feminine, the receptive energy, I feel like then you're the one pursuing. Whereas if the other person normally identifies as the masculine, the more aggressive, the more, go for it type of energy, then they're taking a backseat, and then the feminine is pursuing. So I feel like there are some things here that are a little bit role reversed. That's what it feels like to me. And it feels like a little bit just different from what you're used to. They do have really strong feelings towards you. And I don't feel like it's just, attraction. I feel like it's a little bit more than that. But I feel like this person, they're not one to communicate and talk about their feelings and talk about their emotions and talk about, the cheesy stuff. I feel like they want to just get right to it. And so that's what I'm sensing here. Okay, we have the Lovers. And so we have two people. I have here King of Wands and also the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, it could simply be a choice. You have a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, or an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You might simply just have two options. And I feel like this fire sign is somebody that there might have been like a merry-go-round, with arguments, attraction, but also repulsion. Not that you're repulsed by one another. It's just like there's a clash of wills, okay, ideological differences and things like that. So I feel like the passion is really strong. It burns bright, but I feel like it's not the most compatible. Doesn't mean it can't work, but I feel like it's not the most compatible. And then I feel like there's somebody else that's making another gesture towards you. King of Pentacles, Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this is somebody that I feel is new, and seems to me like you're transitioning away from this fire sign towards this earth sign. The energy that you come in with is a little bit uncertain. It's a little bit wobbly and uncertain. And what I feel is it's almost like you are in a situation where you feel out of your element. And what I'm picking up is I feel like you're questioning your, not so much your attractiveness, because you know you've got it, but I feel like your capabilities, it's almost like, can I love this person the way that they want to be loved? Can I satisfy them, physically, sexually, emotionally, the way that they want to be satisfied? Am I capable? So I feel like there's a little bit of like self-doubt. And it's normal with every new relationship that we're in, because it's a brand new person. People have different expectations, people have different wants and needs. And so I feel like you're at this point where you're just like, am I able to, fulfill them? Am I able to, are they going to judge me? Are they going to, so I see a lot of apprehension, but I also see, that butterfly pit of your stomach, embracing the new, and walking into the new with a little bit of excitement, but also trepidation. So it's like the unsettled feeling when it's the beginning of something new, and especially if it's the beginning of something like a new love, or like that honeymoon phase in a love relationship, or even before the relationship starts, there's that period of flirtation back and forth where it's really exciting. So that's what I'm feeling. It's almost like a relationship that's going to take off very soon, but right now you're trying to get your ducks in a row in your own personal life, financially, career wise, just all the things that you as an individual need to take care of on your own. And then there's this, the undeniable attraction and the flirtation with another person, where it's a mixture of like, it's just very new, very playful, and I feel like it just feels, it could go the distance is what I'm saying, but I feel like it's just the flirtation stage right now. It's like you're not even official. You're just talking to each other, getting to know each other, and there's just, that butterflies type of a feeling. Okay. So things look really, really good. The other thing that I'm picking up here is I do want you to be a little bit more careful with your financial situation. Needless to say, don't spend outside of your means. I feel almost like this is an opportunity here, financial windfall, or even new jobs. And it requires us to be a little bit more grounded, a little bit more practical. Okay. And for those who have been dealing with debts, who have been struggling financially, I do feel that your financial situation will alleviate, but that doesn't give you, the clearance to spend outside of your means. Okay. So I do sense that you want to still be careful. You want to make sure that you don't go on the town, projecting your first paycheck and, spending it all, like, even before the paycheck, anticipating that you're going to make, for example, 5,000 a month, and then spending it all before the paycheck even comes in. So I feel like that's something that needs to be said, because you have a brand new start, but the brand new start still requires that you are practical and responsible when it comes to your financial situation, because you're laying down the foundation right now. The pentacles, especially the aces, it's always the seed. Okay, we have to watch what we do, we have to take care of it, we have to nurture it, and we have to make sure we give it the best foundation so that it can flourish. All right. I do see as well, if you have a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, okay, in your life, and I feel for some of you coworkers, and then for others, I feel like, somebody that you've been having this merry-go-round with. There's some communication that might not be completely, there's some communication that might not be completely forthcoming, okay? Like not forthcoming, not straightforward. And I feel like it's almost like you know how to push each other's buttons, or at least, they're trying to get a rise out of you. They're trying to get a response from you. And I feel like you're the one that might not be wanting to communicate further. They want something from you. They want communication. They want answers, or they're trying to get a sense of clarity. And I feel almost like you're kind of keeping them at arm's length. Um, you, if you're dealing with a fire sign, you're seeing, I don't know why they're looking at you and they're really interested in you, but I feel like it's hard for them to verbalize their emotions. It's hard for them to tell you, hey, I've been looking at you. I've been, you've been on my mind. They're never going to say those things. They just won't say those things. And so you might feel like they have a lot of other options. You might feel like they're not, into you. So I feel almost like you're looking at a situation in a different light from the reality. And I feel like it might just be, the subconscious fears from your end. Am I lovable? Am I able to fulfill them? Why would they want me? Why are they interested in me? Are they playing with me? Are they poking fun at me? Or are they really interested? And I feel like they are really interested. Okay, they are really interested, but it's just um, you've been having some questions regarding your self-worth, your self-doubt, your self-confidence, and I feel like it might be affecting the way that you're seeing other people, and you're not able to see the sincerity in other people. You're not able to see them reaching out. You're not able to trust their intentions, their motives. But I feel like they definitely do want to be with you. Okay. Um, so I'm just gonna leave it at that, Libras. I hope that the if you, those of you who are looking for new work, it's coming in. Apply for it, and I feel like you're gonna be on the front line. Okay, you're gonna be kind of like the first candidate. That's what it feels like. So it looks really good. You have some really good things coming in. Take care of you right now. The relationship, the other relationship situation, let them sort themselves out. But I feel like the focus needs to be on you, needs to be on your finances, needs to be on your stability. It needs to be on about your building up that self-confidence first. Okay, so I will leave it at that. I wish you the very best. Have a blessed rest of January, and I'll talk to you guys soon.